welcome to the game reviews where the score doesn't matter. Kind of like DLC being released 1 week after the game just came out. Insult, man. But come be a part of the jury as we take Nioh through gracious judgment. Nioh is a PlayStation exclusive for the PS4 and PS4 Pro with no Vita compatibility. Developed by Team Ninja and can be yours for the grand price of only $60. Available now. Story first. Based on the story of a man in history making your way to feudal Japan to take back what has been taken from you. With being in feudal Japan though, you may find a few warlords warring with each other. Even though it's the same old tale of getting what's mine, it still felt original with the way that they went about it. Word of warning though, you get a ton of characters thrown at you very quickly, and it is easy to get confused and wonder who the crap all of these people are. Gameplay. Now I do want to start off by saying that the AI in this game is very, very good. They know when you're out of stamina, and when you are, they will relentlessly attack you for the kill. Very good job in that regard. Now, with all that being said, you're a monster slayer, right? Demon slayer, whatever you want to call yourself. But you're going to need an assortment of tools. Thankfully, Team Ninja provides you with all that you need. Hammer, axe, sword, spear, kasarigami, bow, musket, and the hand cannon. Though I do need to state that the variations in the looks of these weapons are not much different from each other through the whole game. They kept it fairly realistic when it comes to how the weapons actually look. You're not going to get some crazy looking spear that has 15 different spikes on it. You also get to unlock skills along the way for each weapon to make it feel just that much more specialized. For example, my favorite weapon to use was the spear, and there was a skill that I could unlock that would cause them to do a leg sweep in my middle stance. When I swept them, they hit the ground, which left them open for a visceral attack for high damage. And speaking of the stances when it comes to the weapons, each one is going to be more befitting for an individual enemy, so you really need to scope them out and just get a feel for them to know which stance that you should use over the other. And the UI of the game is very clean looking and fits the scenario and the game itself. But there are a few occurrences when looking through items descriptions, looking at all the bonuses that it gives you, trying to figure out if you should equip it because it's better for you and the situation that you're put in, where the bonuses aren't really described at all, so you're not real sure what it actually does for you. I also found the dash and dodge roll mechanics in this game very inconsistent. When both of them are mapped to the same button, it can get very frustrating and even lead to your death when you're trying to do one but you get the other. I've seen some people saying that this is a Souls game or this is a Ninja Gaiden type game. I love both those games, but unfortunately I have to disagree with these people. I think it's its own game. This is Nioh. It is its own entity. It pulls certain aspects from these other games, but they do it and implement it in a different way. It's not exactly the same copy and paste. So to me, this is Nioh. This isn't Souls, and it's not Ninja Gaiden. But I do believe if you enjoy both of those games, you can find a home here in Nioh as well. The difficulty of this game is actually very dependent on your playstyle. If you like to grind out the best gear for the situation that you're going into when it comes to resistances, debuffs, all that fun stuff, this game's not going to be that hard for you. It's just going to be time consuming and grindy. And if you like that, hey, that's alright. If not, this game's going to be very difficult for you. Possibly harder than Dark Souls. The enemies you fight going actually through the level to get to the main boss aren't normally that difficult, but the bosses will make you feel like a rugrat getting stepped on by Reptar. And there's a lot of them too. I counted more than 25 boss fights in this game, which is a fantastic amount. There's bosses at the end of each main mission, and some in side missions as well. Not all side missions, but some. Most side missions just give you a random enemy to fight, or a certain objective to be made. I'll tell you right now, there are not as many intimidating things as walking up to a boss, seeing 40 graveyards of fallen players before your feet. This game can give you anywhere from 25 to 70 hours worth of gameplay, possibly more. But the reason for such the wide variation is going to be based on playstyle. If you just want to do the main missions, it's obviously not going to take you as long. But there is a lot to do in this game. With the main missions, the numerous side missions, even the Twilight missions that are increased difficulty, that allow you, I guess, a more challenging place to play with your friends. Yes, there is co-op in this game. I will always support that, man. Even if the game's too difficult for you, you can call on a friend to help you. But if you're anything like me, you just like playing with friends. I would much rather do that and choose that 9 out of 10 times. Something else you can get to do for a little bit of fun is the clan system. You link up with a certain clan, which there's a lot of them to choose from, and depending on which one you choose, you're going to get certain passive bonuses for your character. But you also want to choose one for bragging rights, because what you're going to do is earn honor. And based on how much honor you earn, you're either going to beat or lose to the team who's competing against you. And you get that honor by fighting other players' ghosts. You can see the graveyards of fallen players, who killed them, what time, what date, the rarity of their items, the level and difficulty that the fight would give you. And based on if you win or not, you will get a certain amount of honor and, what I thought was one of the coolest features, some of their gear. But please don't misunderstand, you don't lose gear if they beat your ghost. They don't just take the gear that you have, they just get a copy of it. Something I also feel that I need to point out is that this is not an open world game by any means. It's the type of gameplay where you're viewing an overhead of the map and you select certain missions, and based on which mission that you select, you get teleported into that level, which I thought the level design was very well done. They give you beautiful and varying landscapes to trek and fight enemies upon. But there are some that's going to confuse the absolute crap out of you because they do feel like a maze. You just got to be patient and level-headed and not get too angry to where you're not going to pay attention to what you're doing. You're just running around like a madman trying to find out where to go. Another aspect of the game that I actually thought was pretty cool was the guardian spirits, or as I like to call them, spirit animals. This is kind of what they are. You get to choose an humongous assortment of animals. Spiders, snakes, eagles, bulls, sharks, and that's just to name a few. There are tons more. But based on which one you choose, you get certain passives, so definitely try to choose the one that's going to fit the scenario you're going into and your play style. But not only do they give you certain passives to help you out along the way, they can also make you an unstoppable killing machine for just a few seconds, but those few seconds can be absolutely crucial and mean either your death or the boss's death. Graphics and animations. This game's not going to blow your mind with visuals when it comes to what we've already seen so far in this generation of consoles. It's just kind of average, to be completely honest. But I feel that they did go above and beyond for the graphical side of it, because they do give us options to choose which we like the most, whether it be higher frame rate, higher resolution, or just let the game play as best as it can for the situation. It's up to you. They gave you 3 options to choose from. I did find a couple screen tears along the way, which I do believe this one was my fault. I believe there was a certain setting that I did not have activated that caused it, but just in case it wasn't, I am still going to throw it out there to let you know. I also found the key pulses to be very clunky and hold up the fluidity of the combat, and you need to use the key pulses because you need to regenerate the key as much as possible, because you cannot do anything without it. Though I do think the animations of the weapon swings look fantastic, but if you're looking for the combat where it's just endless combos, it's not here. It's more of a swing 2 or 3 times kind of combo. Based on which skill you have, you may be able to extend it a few more hits, but that's really about it. It's not just going to be an endless stream of swings. Sound, music, and voice.
Ooh, well done. Quite a feat.
いやー、誠にかたじけない。槍には自信があったが、毛量の類とは戦ったことがござらぬゆえ、遅れを取り申した。
Guys, calm down. Everything has been taken care of.
The music itself I actually really liked, but sometimes it just feels out of place, not fitting the atmosphere, while other times nailing it perfectly. Then the voice I surprisingly liked a lot. I'm always very skeptical when adding multiple languages into a game, but it all felt sincere, with the tone of their voice matching the scenario, the mood, and the words that they were saying. And the FX sounds were a little hit and miss as well, just like the music. There were times of brilliance, like hearing every individual spider leg trample down upon you to come for your head, and then you have times where the sounds of the weapons when landing upon an opponent don't really match what you feel is actually happening in the game. But at the end of the day, this is only my opinion. I hope what I've given you will allow you to look over the information, maybe watch another review or two, because different opinions are a good thing, and just decide for yourself if you feel like this would be worth your money. Me personally, I love the game. I thought it was great. It's another notch in PlayStation's belt for exclusives, though Xbox I think is going to step it up. We'll have to see. I really do look forward to Sea of Thieves. But down below, I do have a gift for the first person that makes it this far in the video. It's a code only for PlayStation, unfortunately, but it is to play Paladins, a game developed by Hi-Rez Studios, the makers of Smite, but please consider it is closed beta, so there are issues with it. Actually, there's a lot of issues with it on console, but you'll be able to go throughout the development process, and if it's anything like Smite, you're going to be able to keep the progress that you make while in the closed beta onto actual release. And in this video, I'm giving Nioh a 87,000 just because I can. My video, and scores don't matter. But until next time, you all take care, have a good week, and always remember, game with grace.